Our presentation is on communication and conflict resolution, especially within an electronic context. Social influence theory describes the idea that an individual's thoughts, beliefs, and feelings are heavily influenced by those that are around them. This can be people in the media, people in positions of authority, or simply their peers. There are two major modes of social influence theory. These are compliance and identification. Compliance occurs when individuals accept and understand the outside influence on them and adopt the suggested behavior to gain approval or rewards, as well as avoiding punishment. Identification, on the other hand, is when the individual adopts a behavior to maintain a relationship with a specific individual or a larger group. This type of conforming behavior is obviously a key factor in conflict resolution. The tenets of this theory reinforce the need to examine patterns of interaction in email and other electronic meetings, which suggests that participants in electronic communication are not just matching task to media. Rather, they are also influenced by their social relationships, their organizational structures, and the social context of the media that they choose.
Adaptive structurational theory is one of the top 3 theories of group communication. It was inspired by Anthony's concepts for structurational. People took a critical approach to the linear models of communication and determined that group dynamics are too complicated to be reduced a few propositions or a predictable change of events. People believe that group members affect outcomes and call his theory adaptive because he thinks that group members intentionally adapt rules and resources to accomplish goals. AST is an approach for studying the role of advanced information technologies in organizational change. The theory seeks to understand the types of structures that are provided by advanced technologies, and the structures that actually emerge in human action as people interact with these technologies. There are several strengths to AST. First, it facilitates analysis of between group differences. Second, it accounts for the structural potential of technology, while at the same focusing on technology using a key determinant of technology impacts. Third, AST provides a general approach to the study of how groups organize themselves, a process that plays a crucial role in group outcomes and organizational change. There are also a few disadvantages. First, it has a level of complexity that can be confusing or difficult. Second, the theory is not grounded on ethical assumptions.
In a study conducted by the University College Sedayo International Malaysia in 2008, the relationships between conflict handling styles and subordinate satisfaction with supervision was examined through data from 139 respondents, including executives, managers, and professionals from major industries such as service, manufacturing, and mining in Malaysia. The 5 conflict styles identified were integrating, obliging, dominating, avoiding, and compromising styles. Conflict management styles were measured by using the form C of RICII, which contains 28 items using a 5-point Likert scale to assess subordinates' perceptions on supervisors' style of handling conflict. The RICII was designed to measure 5 dimensions or styles of resolving conflict. 7 items for measuring integrating style, 6 items each for measuring obligating style and avoiding styles, 4 items for measuring compromising style, and 5 items for measuring dominating style. Satisfaction with supervision was measured using the updated version of the Job Descriptive Index, also known as the JDI. The 2 key findings from the study were as follows. Supervisors with integrating, compromising, and obliging styles were more satisfying for subordinates. Next, supervisors primarily utilizing a dominating and avoiding style were viewed as incompetent and resulted in a lower level of job satisfaction for subordinates.
In 1974, the Thomas Kilmann conflict mode instrument was introduced, which assesses an individual's typical behavior during conflict situations. It provides 5 categories of conflict resolution methods, in which they are weighted by 2 dimensions being assertiveness and cooperativeness. These include competing, collaborating, compromising, avoiding, and accommodating. An advantage of the TKI tool is the time efficiency, as it only requires 15 minutes to answer all the questions and only 1 hour to interpret. It also provides material that assists respondents in utilizing the appropriate styles. However, individuals may be opposed to utilizing one certain way to resolve conflict, especially in a team environment where there may be a clash of opinions.
This study was held by the Department of Communication Studies at Texas Tech University. The study aims to explore the use of computer-mediated communication system, known as CMC, in group conflict management, with specific attention directed towards analyzing task effect on conflict management patterns of groups in using CMC interactions. There are 3 hypotheses which are linked to this case study. First, the group spends more time in reaching consensus with intellectual tasks than with cognitive tasks. Second, the level of confrontativeness in groups will be greater for intellective tasks than cognitive tasks in an email environment. Third, the task order will have no effect on the group's conflict management patterns. For the approach, 2 tasks were used in an experimental design to analyze interactions and conflict management patterns within an email communication environment. Group composition and communication medium were kept constant. The Group Working Relationship Coding System, also known as GWRCS, was used to examine group interaction patterns that characterize the conflict management process. The results demonstrate that task type influences the group conflict management process and the extent to which a group employs different levels of confrontativeness strategy in its interaction and conflict management patterns. It was found that intellective task conflict is best handled by a high confrontativeness, while cognitive task conflict is best handled by a moderate confrontativeness strategy. The study had a small group size and did not take into account variations in group size. It is unknown whether a larger group size might affect the results of the case study. The study showed that the group effectiveness required different conflict management interaction patterns for different tasks, even within the same communication medium. This means that social influence theory is correct in stating that participants are influenced by social relationships and organizational structures in electronic media.